Nature again today. Good morning, everybody. I have set a goal for myself to try to do these little tiny short morning videos out in nature, lives out in nature, um, through the end of the month. And I'm setting this intention around this video to be evergreen messages for you to come back anytime you would like to just experience some nature. We are currently looking at a beautiful, very, very old cedar tree, which is also known as a juniper tree. This is a very magical tree, um, and I'm always very honored to spend some time with it. I'm going to be going over some messages with you, and I am going to set the intention that these messages be evergreen. However, I did want to just say quickly I'm so excited that this morning at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, 8:30 Pacific, Chris Reck is coming on the channel with me. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Stephanie. I am setting a goal that I just go live in nature until the end of the month at least. It just feels really good. Now, of course, there's always going to be things that might be a challenge, weather permitting. I might have to do it from inside a window at some point, but I think I'm feeling good about this. But I wanted to do this, maybe just see how it feels to connect with you in the morning, share a couple angel messages, maybe do some affirmations together. Because I tell you what, for those of you who were here yesterday, it really helped me stay in divine flow. Several things came up that needed my immediate attention. And I really feel the grounding that we all did together was super helpful. I was able to be very productive, even with a bunch of things being added to my plate unexpectedly, and it all worked out great. I even had a great night's sleep after because we talked about, doing some breath work in the middle of the night. And I did wake up early this morning around 2:30 and was up for a couple hours, but I did some breath work, I did some meditation, and I woke up feeling fresh. So I thought this would be a fun thing to do together, and I will share some angel messages as well. But I'm not going to be walking around today because I wanted to be grounded and still for this video. But feel free to just notice anything in this picture here. Normally, there are a lot of butterflies and hummingbirds in this particular area, but it is very early, so I tend to see them a little later in the morning. And I just want you to see what stands out to you. Like I said, this tree is very, very old and beautiful, and it's just in this area one of the oldest trees. So I'll probably be doing more videos under this tree because it just feels so magical. I've had some really amazing downloads sitting under this tree, and I wanted to just start off today with a pocket affirmation. I know yesterday's live where we went into the angel messages. If you missed that, they are on my channel. The messages are always meant to be evergreen, but there were a lot of messages about really focusing on our health and also noticing where maybe a relationship we have to someone or something is stuck. Maybe we're ready to move on. Maybe we're ready to change this energy. And I did see a lot of you commenting on health things. And at the time we're doing this live, we're headed into a time of year where a lot of things are floating around. We're not calling them in at all. That's what I always say. I put my hand up to the heavens and say, I do not receive that. So let's start off with a pocket affirmation today. I am in perfect health. If you would like to write that in the comments below this video, I am in perfect health. Now take some deep breaths with that. I know that if you're not feeling well, that is a hard energy to step into, but we want to at least invite it in. And I will often call on Archangel Raphael to help me with that as well. I was shown a technique by the angels several years ago that I will often bring in as well, where I pull divine light down through the top of my head, which is your crown chakra, and I ask the angels to pull it down through into my heart chakra. And then you can easily visualize it filling up with golden light, your entire heart chakra. And then you can actually picture it expanding out like a huge supernova star expanding out through your entire aura, where it hits all your other chakras, but then goes outside of your physical body into your aura and just shoving any dense energy that might be slowing you down or making you feel tired, pushing that out, pushing that out, pushing that out. Oh, I'm getting all these angel bumps um, over my head and everything as I as I'm showing this visualization to you. But yes, thank you for putting that in the comments, Anna. I appreciate it. I do feel like that has been a really powerful tool when I am using this affirmation. I am in perfect health, even if I'm not feeling that great. But pulling that visualization in and really pushing out any dense energies. You might even notice in your third eye some dark spots in your aura. So visualize the gold light purifying those and pushing those dark spots outside your aura and then transmuting them into golden light as well. So there are a lot of ways we can work with this energy, but it is very valuable for me. So I wanted to share that because one of the things I love about going live with you guys is I get to get real time feedback about what you're experiencing. And we talked about this yesterday that the energy is very dense. And we have to acknowledge that the collective is feeling this is around as well. A lot of people um, are feeling this same energy of this denseness, this stress, this pressure, this anxiousness. And so it's important to keep that in mind. Just a minute, I'm going to let my cat in here. It's important to keep that in mind when you are dealing with people around you and you're feeling dense and stressed. People are coming to you. I did say that yesterday. We did a lot of grounding together in my first video, this nature walk. And the reason I want to do this, my goal is 10 days in a row. Maybe we'll keep going. We'll see. Is because I want to set this intention of you being able to go through almost a 10-day reset at minimum, if that makes sense. And that way, if you ever need to come back and reset, it'll be helpful. When a lot of things suddenly showed up on my plate this morning, then excuse me, yesterday afternoon, then because of the grounding we did together in the morning, I really felt like, okay, we've got this. Everybody's feeling this energy. And it's really important to ask yourself, is this mine or is this somebody else's? And then you can do that shielding. Good morning, All Fire Baby. You're headed out for your walk too? Wonderful. I'm glad you just found me. Thank you so much. Hi, Angie. Good morning. We were just talking about a visualization I use along with the pocket affirmation. I am in perfect health. If you want to, this video will be available as a recording. If you missed that, you can go back and really listen to that visual and say it. And if you want to write that in the comments below too, I am in perfect health. Um, Anna, Devin, the bottom of the tree trunk looks like a horse face. Oh my goodness. I never saw that before. And horses are definitely one of my spirit animals. Thank you, Anna. Is it Anna or Anna? I love seeing you in the chat, so I don't want to ever, say your name wrong. Thank you, Angie. I'm so grateful. Yeah, so we're going to go into some angel messages here in a minute, but um, I'm so grateful that you noticed that. And I grew up with horses, so it was a very grounding experience for me. I was out in nature a lot. And then, of course, as adults, you get busy with work and life, and you realize you're not intentionally spending as much time out there unless you still have horses, which I don't anymore, which, maybe again one day. But yeah, so we'll get to some angel messages here now. And then again, I do have the full detailed angel messages I did yesterday on my channel, as well as day one of these nature walks was yesterday. This is day two. Obviously, I'm not walking around, but I wanted to play with the idea of sitting still. I'll probably mix it up, but this way, like you said, Anna, um, you are able to see that beautiful horse spirit coming through this tree. And this tree is so old. I'm sure there were many horses under it at one point. I always feel a very elemental type energy around this tree. I even with these flowers you see here underneath, it's called Turk's cap with a little red buds. I feel, especially when I see the hummingbirds that will come in and feed. It just really has this really high vibrational thing. Uh, the only person that called me Anna the way you do is my old love who's in heaven like that. Oh, so it is you. It's okay that I say Anna. Maybe that's your loved one telling me to do that. Well, it's however you would like me to address you. Thank you for letting me know that. But yeah, so let's get into some angel messages because I also have to go get ready for my super fun live I'm doing with Chris Reck later this morning. We're going to be talking about the energy of this time next year so that you can start planning now. You can start visualizing where you want to be a year from now. Anna says, I took a photo of the screen. The more you talk about it, the more it makes sense. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I love it so much. All right, so let's talk about these energies coming through for today to just keep in mind. And of course, I always prayer protection asking that I only connect with the highest vibrational beings and that these messages find you when it's in your highest interest. So again, this is a goal of 10 days in a row of going live in nature and sharing messages with you. If you come back a year from now and listen to it, that's because your spiritual team guided you to. All right. So, oh, that's how you found me, All Fire Baby. Wonderful. Thank you. Good morning, Paul. Yes. Oh, I'm so grateful. Well, I can't wait to see you guys later in the live with Chris Reck as well. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about today's angel messages that are also evergreen for any time you come across this video. And the first thing the angels want you to know is there's probably something, an area in your life where there's too much going on. Something needs to be taken off your plate in that area of your life. And it's possible it's because you need to make a decision to let it go. So, what was the first thing that came to mind there in the areas of either your relationships, your health, or your finances? Is there something that you need to make the decision to let go because there's too much going on? And that's going to help you with freeing up your schedule. Also, it could be that you just are taking your something in your life too seriously, and the angels really want you to try to find a playful way. Like this is what it feels like to me doing this live with you under this beautiful tree. Is it feels playful to me? Good morning, Casglow. Good to see you. We're just doing some angel messages here before I wrap up to go prep for my video with Chris Reck on Minnow Pond Tarot. It's gonna be on my channel, but many of you know Chris Reck from Minnow Pond Tarot. So we were just talking about looking around to see where you could take a more playful approach with things. And whenever the angels say that, I think, okay, what are the things I know need to get done that I'm kind of putting off or I don't really want to do, and how can I make them more fun? But it could have to do with something else. The other thing the angels want those of you here listening to this video now or later to know is there's a need to either forgive yourself or forgive someone else for something. So, again, I felt my heart chakra squeeze there. Who was the first person that came to mind? Do you need to forgive yourself for something or do you need to forgive someone else? Good morning, Jennifer. We were just talking about some angel messages here. So it is important to take the time you need to heal. And I know that's easier said than done. We get that message a lot from the angels slow down, take the time to heal. And for me, sometimes that is just taking an afternoon away from the office to get out in nature or go do something playful that gives me that new perspective. A lot of times when we bring in new perspective, that brings the healing in as well as bringing in new information. That can be really helpful too. So, I was just talking with a friend the other day about healing through a process, and she goes, I find that a lot of times when you get curious and you get more information around the situation, it really does allow that healing to come through. And then one more message here before we go about getting ready to get ready for Chris Rex show. Hey Paul, he said had a dream last night. I was in a big open library, saw a big pillar that went all up. I was told to pick out a book. As I did, I woke up. Did I just have a visit to the Heaven Library? Yeah, I'm getting choked up reading that. I was about to say that was the Akashic Records. You were invited to pull out a new piece of wisdom in the chapter of your life. So I would definitely write that in your journal, write the date, give the dream a title. If you haven't seen my video on dreams that I did a couple weeks ago, go check that out because I give a lot of tips for tracking your dreams and interpreting them. Um, I think you might have been there for that one, but I definitely encourage you to let that dream stay with you and then ask your spiritual team to let you know, okay, where is this guiding me? So maybe you're working on a new skill right now, and yeah, that's very powerful, Paul. I would definitely trust that. And for those of you listening to that, there might be a message for you too. You know, when I have had Akashic record readings, there's always been a huge shift in something I was doing spiritually. Either my levels went to a new level, or my abilities, sorry, either my intuitive abilities rose to a new level of clarity and sharpness, or I would also see that, oh, I forgot I have this gift. Like when you're going to the Akashic records, you are remembering a skill you have. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I learned how to be a psychic. It's no, you're remembering that you are psychic and then you're honing that skill. So what we're really doing here is we're remembering things, and the Akashic records can be really helpful. So hopefully that helps everybody watching this video. You don't have to wait for the dream to happen. You can have an Akashic records reading. You can also do hypnotherapy and do life between lives. I did go to the Akashic records library during a hypnotherapy session with a life between lives. If you're familiar with Michael Newton, it was a practitioner of his who I really trusted. But I want to get to this final angel message because I have to go get ready for my show with Chris Reck coming up at 11:30 Eastern. Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, I'm glad it's so helpful. Thank you. Um, Alrighty. Yeah, check that out, All Fire Baby. On Wednesday mornings, I go live and we have a topic. Tomorrow it's going to be your past lives. But it was either last week or the week before last, we talked about dreams and the importance of tracking them and what to track and how to do it easily. And then the final message for all of you listening here now and listening later is to look where you can offer a gift of time, money, or effort to an area of your life to bring in balance. So remember, the first message was talking about how we have too much going on. There's something that's too much going on in our life, and of course it could be in multiple areas of your life. Maybe you've been so focused on a relationship that your finances and your health are out of balance, or any of those connections. It doesn't just have to be one area, but the angels are saying the way you bring that into balance is to give that effort to that area of the life to bring the balance in. So sometimes I think the most easy example is sitting down and going through my budget and reevaluating and looking to see, okay, I have this subscription I haven't really been using. Let's get rid of that. I'm spending too much on this thing that's not really doing anything for my business or for my home. There are simple ways to do it. It's just taking that time to sit down. But it also could be that message we often get where let's say you really do want to connect with your Akashic records, take the time and effort to go research it, go learn about it, go get a book, start asking your guides to show you more, and that's why I really encourage journaling, because then you're creating that evidence so you can come back and connect the dots, showing that, oh my goodness, I was getting these messages all along and now I understand what's coming through for me. I may have to do a separate live on Akashic records and my experience if you would like to. Anna, I might have somebody to recommend. Let me go back and look through. I know a couple of the people that I've had readings from, they don't do it anymore from what I know. Maybe I'll check in with them to see if they came back to it, because a lot of times light workers will take a break because they have to deal with real life stuff. And of course light work is real life, but you know what I mean. They get pulled into something else. So I will look into that and maybe I'll do a live on Akashic Records because, yeah, I can share my experience with you. Because one of the things I'm really big on is sharing experiences because then you could relate it to yours. I don't want to influence your experience, but I want you to hear it for someone else. That's why it's really important to listen to. I love listening to other people's near death experiences because it's so similar to what I experienced in my hypnotherapy when I went to past lives and when I did Akashic Records. So I will talk about that more on my live tomorrow. I do have to go get ready. So if you can, I'd love for you to like and share this video, come back for more nature walks with me, comment below anything else you'd like to talk about in these chats. Um, and I hope to see you live on my channel at Devon Doer with Chris Reck from Minnow Pond Tarot today at 11:30 no, Eastern, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, and 8:30 Pacific. I will be live tomorrow as well, talking about your past lives. And thank you guys so much for being here. I hope to meet my goal of being here for the next 10 days, so the end of the month. All right, and we might keep going. We'll see. All right, love to you all. Remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.